Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Crypto Takeover here, coming back with a Bitcoin cryptocurrency video. We're taking a look at 3 different articles today, and then we're going to go over the charts too as well, see what's going on. Bitcoin's sitting right at about $40,000, 40,400 or so dollars or so. We've been bouncing around in some areas, maybe consolidating out to the side. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started and jump right on into these articles. All right, so our first article here is by CNBC.com. It says, thinking of buying Bitcoin, what experts say about big crypto concerns. You have to be mentally prepared. Obviously, yes, psychology is one of the most important things when it comes to this market too as well, because of the volatility is so heavy. You want to make sure that your mind is set and you have a great attitude about these prices as well too. And then we have 3 reasons why Bitcoin has doubled in less than a month and why experts think that it would repeat its 2017 crash. Okay, obviously, yeah, we're going to see some retracement sometime soon. And then CoinDesk coming out with, why is Bitcoin going up and will it crash soon? What's next about the price as it doubles to 40K? Yeah, so maybe some bearish scenarios that might want to play out. Taking a look at the first article by CNBC News, seeing what's going on here with being mentally prepared when it comes to this market too as well. The price of Bitcoin has a record high over $41,000 on Friday, according to CoinDesk. It now has a market value of $700 billion. We're looking for that $1 trillion market cap, and as a result, push the value of the entire cryptocurrency market to surpass 1 trillion for the first time. If you listen to Bitcoin bulls, it's just the beginning. It's probably going to 100,000, then 150,000, then 200,000. Kim, CEO, founder of Capital. Okay, so yeah, I get as much as people want to be that bullish. We get it, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. That's all about the psychology aspect of this market too as well. With all the hype, many people are wondering if they should invest in Bitcoin, but the cryptocurrency also creates a wide array of concerns. Some worry that Bitcoin is a bubble, too risky to invest, or susceptible to fraud. I'm not too sure why they say that. It's an immutable ledger. I don't know how you could fraud Bitcoin, honestly, because there's only 21 million and you can only send it to one address, you know what I'm saying, or one type of address. And spoke of Bitcoin, fintech experts' common surrounding of the cryptocurrency. Is Bitcoin too risky for the average investor? Compared to most investments, Bitcoin is a highly volatile, highly risky investment. James Ledbetter. Oh my gosh, yeah. These are the people that are buying it up, obviously. If you look at historical price of Bitcoin, there have been a number of occasions where it's really spiked and then comes crashing down really quickly. Just like any other market, right? Bitcoin's price collapsed and lost a third of its value in 2017, and in 2018 dropped as low as $3,000. Bloody, bloody, bloody. Okay, cool. So yeah, they're gonna continue. Oh, look, even Mark Cuban's in here too as well. What do you know? Another bearish article with Mark Cuban. It has to say something. That's why some like Mark Cuban like Bitcoin to gamble and advise investing only as much money as you can afford to lose. Yeah, you have to at least be mentally prepared and financially prepared that a crash could happen again. It could happen tomorrow. Ledbetter says, of course, despite a high selling price, you can go and buy as little as $5 of Bitcoin because there's the ability to buy fractional shares called Satoshis. Yeah, and so this is more for a beginner investor, obviously, but I get, obviously I'm no one to be giving you advice or anything like that. I'm just here for entertainment purposes only. You need to do your own research and make sure that you go out there and do your own due diligence when it comes to this market before you decide to invest too as well. Our Bitcoin wallet's safe. Yes, for the most part. It's always a reminder that Bitcoin literally has a public ledger, so people can obviously see. But also at the same time, I've heard that there's going to be implementations of possible security or anonymous transactions too as well on Bitcoin, maybe sometime in the future. Can Bitcoin easily be converted into fiat? Yeah, you have to use a certain website. So nice little long article here for us to take a look at if we're interested in that later. Folks, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that way y'all can be updated every single video that we make on this channel when it comes to crypto takeover. And let's jump into our next article here. 3 reasons why Bitcoin has doubled in less than a month and why experts think it won't repeat its 2017 crash. So another bullish article here. We have Bitcoin has more than doubled in less than a month, leaving analysis and investors stunned and concerned about the possible market bubble market. In many ways, the token's rally in recent months is crucially different than the surge seen 3 years ago, as buyers now range from casual day traders to fund managers handling billions of dollars of assets. Easily monetary conditions and trillions of dollars in fiscal stimulus have led investors to view the token as a new inflation hedge. Details below are the factors driving Bitcoin higher and why experts don't think the cryptocurrency will crash as it did in 2017. It took nearly 11 years for Bitcoin to reach $20,000 per coin for the first time in 2017. Just 22 days later, the world's most popular cryptocurrency surged another $20,000, and the momentum is so far holding strong. Bitcoin's rapid climb back in 2017 was swiftly followed by sell-offs to erase the bulk of its quickly earned gains. But no such trend has emerged this time around. The experts say the combination of factors fueled the token surge through 2020 and will continue to boost Bitcoin in the new year. Detailed below are 3 reasons behind Bitcoin's price spike and discussion of why it's unlikely to suffer a crash similar to that seen 2 years ago. Fear of missing out, obviously. So, MicroStrategies has been putting a large amount of their funds into Bitcoin too, as such as Square and PayPal have also been moving funds into their, from their wallets into Bitcoin too. People are seeing the move as it reserves assets, knowing that there's a limited supply of Bitcoin and saying, okay, I want my piece of it before it goes too high in price, Wynn said. The subsequential amount rise in Bitcoin prices then pulled institutional investors into the fray. Fund managers who previously balked at the token and its violent price swings feared they were missing out on strong returns and began shifting some cash into cryptocurrency. Yes, these people probably were still buying it while they were balking it. I guess that's what it's called. Anyways, demand for inflation hedge, obviously, the super hyper inflation is ready to occur. The death of the dollar is upon us, folks, and that means that people are going to be looking for these assets to move their money into as well. Increase in legitimacy. Well, Bitcoin's been around for 10 plus years, hasn't it? So doesn't that make it qualify for sound money too as well? I believe so. It is here to stay, folks. It is here to stay. What is ahead of the red hot cryptocurrency? Let's see what they say here. JP Morgan and continue to climb its price pace. It's more challenging territory, proven instability, interesting, prone of sort of correction. Growing interest in blockchain and cryptocurrency also protects price from returns to its recent lows. What you're talking about here is the adoption of something that by everybody in a world over a very short period of time, he said. When you talk about new technology, I don't think there ever is such a thing as a top. Yeah, basically, new tech is here to stay. Implementation of the new tech more than likely will occur. So how are you going to make sure that you benefit from the new tech that is to occur? Cliff-High gives a lot of data about this too as well, and we talk about a lot of that data that Cliff-High has offered us in the past in our Patreon page. So if you want to join us in our Patreon page, we go over pretty much every single source of data that we can gather to make sure we are making the right decisions inside of this market too as well, such as some of the altcoins we're getting into, and then where we feel that Bitcoin may be topping out in the near term future. So let's see, why is Bitcoin going up? And will it crash soon? What's next as the price doubles to $40,000? All right, got this nice little rocket ship taking off here. Bitcoin price reaches all-time highs above 40,000 less than a month after the breaking 20,000 for the first time since the start of the most recent rally. Began in October, valued fourfold. Okay, cool. Demand from institutional buyers. Many of the eyeing Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation. Super hyper inflation is ready to occur, right? So obviously that's going to be one reason the US dollar denoted the foreign exchange markets. The US dollar index, a gauge of the dollar's value against major world currencies like the euro and Japanese yen, slid 6.8% in 2020 and down again in 2021. That's key for Bitcoin since the cryptocurrency price is mostly denoted in the US dollar. Possible reasons for the greenback's decline include the Federal Reserve banking $3 trillion plus of money printing over the past year, which is roughly 3/4 of the entire amount previously created in the US central bank's 108-year history. And wow, I mean, that is just absolutely incredible. Images of the protesters storming the US Capitol on Wednesday didn't burnish Americans' leadership role as a global stage, and now economists are predicting that big spending plans under the Democratic controlled government would lead to new stimulus bills and potential outsized government budget deflects for years to come. Much of those costs could be financed through additional Fed money printing, retail purchases. So retail investors, Bitcoin has been in remains of extreme volatility. It's been so definitely some key points to touch on here, and we're gonna go ahead and jump over into the chart, see what's going on here. Really interested to look at the charts today, so without further ado, let's hop on over there. All right, folks, so we're taking a look at Bitcoin right now, sitting at about $40,500 or so. We were kind of bouncing in between our range of 42 and 40,000 or 38. I believe we dipped all the way into the $38,000 area, which is right about here. And we've been bouncing between these two little areas here, as you can see. So right now we're looking at the 1 hour time frame. What I would be a little concerned about is our money flow kind of rounding off here on Cipher B. That it does look a little scary as of right now. If we start to zoom, let's go into our 90-minute time frame, see what's happening. 90-minute time frame, Cipher B still showing nice support here with money flow, but does kind of look like it's kind of rounding off, putting in some trigger waves here too as well. So we just got to be a little cautious of what's going to happen here. But we can obviously kind of make our decisions later on to see if this is actually going to get a big sell-off or not. I kind of wanted to zoom in here. I wanted to go into the 45 minutes, see what's happening here. As you can see on the 45-minute money flow, also kind of moving to the downside. This is just going to give us quite a bit of volatility here in our price action candles. More than likely, what I'm looking forward to is probably more consolidation out to the side before we get another move. And so we could probably start to draw some of our trend lines here and to get a nice little reference. Maybe something like this, I would say, probably from here, if we wanted to kind of still remain inside of a bullish sentiment pattern here. We're definitely looking for something like this to play out. So some type of symmetrical triangle forming here, consolidation phase. Well, you know, when our money flow gets thin on these lower time frames here, such as our 1 hour and 90-minute, let's go into our 2 hours, see what's happening. 2 hour time frame, money flow still looks good on our 2 hour time frame, so I wouldn't be too concerned. But looking at the 90-minute, or let's go back to the 1 hour, you know, when our money flow starts to get a little trickled off here, we're gonna have to wait for our momentum waves to kind of play out. Our momentum waves are going to be the moves to play off of. If you are scalping this market, you would probably want to play off the momentum waves. So sorry, I always forget to mention, but CryptoFace is running his market cipher special. We use the market cipher indicator by CryptoFace alongside with the TI sequential by Tone Vase and the market guide buy and sell signal. If you're interested in picking up some of those paid for indicators, check the links in the description box below. Market cipher is our bread and butter that we use on this channel, so that's our #1 indicator. If y'all are interested in picking that up, there's links in the description box below. So let's go over to our Bitcoin dominance chart. I was starting to kind of get a little bit of a feeling that Bitcoin dominance was starting to trickle off, just because I've seen a lot of the alts that are starting to pump right now, and which is good. It's good for the altcoins. You know, we got a red dot here on our 8 hour time frame too, with the dominance chart, so that's giving room for the alts to kind of rally for the most part right now. Taking a look at our daily chart here, you know, our momentum wave probably on Cipher B may be ready to put in a trigger wave to the downside. We might have to be ready for that as Bitcoin starts to consolidate out to the side too as well. So before Bitcoin decides to take off, we'll want to see some more maybe some sideways action here, maybe putting in a nice triangle before it moves to back up to the upside. All right, let's move over to fiat. Let's take a look at this dollar, man. What's going on here? Is the dollar pumping? The dollar is pumping, and that gives reason for maybe Bitcoin wanting to sell off just a tad bit too as well. Taking a look at the 12 hour here on the dollar, we are starting to see somewhat of a little bit of retracement, possibly ready to push back up above the 21 EMA here on the 12 hour chart. Market cipher B still kind of showing a lot of bearish money flow, so a lot of sell pressure still happening on the 12 hour. Taking a look at our 8 hour time frame, 8 hour, 6 hour momentum waves are still moving to the upside. We are putting in some nice trigger waves here on Cipher B on these mid time frames, but I would be cautious. I definitely feel that we'll still have some more room to the downside. It does look like the dollar is probably ready to rally though. Not rally super high. I would say we'll probably get back up to maybe like 92, 93 cents or so. for the US dollar. Maybe, yeah, maybe not even 90, 92, 93 cents. We're probably going to be ranging around in this 90 cent area for the US dollar for the next couple of days or so, or maybe next week. It definitely looks like the dollar still has potential to move to the upside, but I wouldn't think that it's going to move too much. So we'll have to kind of see about that. I was looking at a bigger picture video the other day, and because of the election results, it definitely gives a hedge to continue backing the U.S. dollar, right? But also there's a lot of hearsay there about that reason, but we're just going to really keep our eye on the charts and go from there too as well. So yeah, dollar does look like it's ready to kind of bounce up a little bit, but I wouldn't be super bullish on it. We still have a lot of selling pressure for the US dollar, so no need to freak out just yet and think that Bitcoin's going to retrace super heavily. I think that Bitcoin still has a lot of room to run to the upside too as well. And last but not least, we'll check on ETH, see what's going on with some of these alts right now too as well. So taking a look at ETH, man. Woo, ETH is looking strong up here. More than likely getting ready to put in some type of sideways triangle pattern here too as well. So we could probably draw something out maybe here on the 45 minute time frame. It does look like we are seeing a purple trend line down here on ETH too as well. So we could kind of draw this out for a little bit of clarity maybe for us, something like that. And then maybe some type of more or less an ascending triangle that looks like kind of wanting to form to the upside. So ETH probably ready to maybe make a nice little break here from one direction to the other. Taking a look at our mid time frames, maybe such as the 2 hour, money flow still looks relatively good here. We could see a bear trap coming out of this, honestly, and then maybe making another move up from there. The mid time frames still look like they have some consolidation out to the side. Looking at the 12-hour time frame right now, it just looks like ETH is just kind of wanting to trend out into this $1,200 area. $1,200 price mark has been hit with ETH, so congratulations on that. Now we're looking to retest our all-time high for ETH right at about $1,400 or so in the near-term future. So I definitely think that ETH probably has a little bit of consolidation to do right now. And then we'll see maybe some bigger moves coming from there later on in the future. So folks, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and end it off here. If you're interested in learning about some of our alts that we're trading and how we're getting in and out of this market too as well, we moved everything over to Discord, so you can join our Patreon page if you want to pay with a credit card, and make sure that you give me your Discord username whenever you join. Or if you want to pay in crypto, message me on Discord, send me an email, and we can work something out, and then I'll get you added to our Discord server in our private categories on the Discord server to get all of our calls and all of our data analysis pretty much every single day. So I'm always staying up to date with everyone in there too. But with that being said, folks, I'll see you on the next one. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell. And without further ado, CTO signing out. Peace.